I'm the creator of City of Venus, co-creator of The Ghostly Manor on Howling Hill, co-creator of Through the Woods. I also have the collected edition that's live right now. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. But I also have a bunch of great guests. I have Red Gaze in the house.
What's up? What's up? How's it going, everybody?
Pretty good, I hope. We have Sim.
Hey, everyone.
He's got Bloodhunt. We're going to be showcasing that tonight because I think he's going to be closing the campaign soon, if I'm correct.
Yep. In
right.
February. Yep. We got
Cool.
1 month left.
Nice. And we have the team of Skits, which is going to be a new comic book that's going to be debuting soon. We have Star and we have Michael. So say hello, everyone.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey there.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Let me see. Trying to figure out who we should start with. All right, let's hit the share button, and we'll just go start hitting these campaigns. So, yeah, we usually have fun. We talk about the projects, you know, and then we kind of have back and forth too with the audience, with the other guest members. So, I don't know who wants to start first, but tell us how Skits came to be. What was the spark that got this going? How did you both team up? You know, we got lots to cover.
well, Skits was actually something that I came up with about 20 years ago when I was working at a TV station. I had a really hard time sleeping because I was doing the midnight shift. As you might know, you've been doing this campaign thing. You haven't been getting much sleep.
Right.
Well, I had a problem for about I worked the midnight shift for about 4 months, and for about 2 to 3 of those months, I was just having these series of dreams. And from those dreams, this is how Skits came about.
Oh, wow. So Delirium created a great comic.
Exactly. Well, exactly. It's going to be great. Everyone go out there. It's going to be fantastic.
Awesome. Cool.
We truly are the Walking Dead, so it's fine.
I think we definitely all are. I've been doing this for almost a year now, and I could say I've gotten very little sleep in a year. I've been bouncing off the walls. But
and how many campaigns is that in a year?
There was 4 in 2019, 7 books in total that were all fulfilled. This will be my exactly. This will be my 5th campaign.
You had seven. Oh shoot! You had 3 Through the Woods first, right?
Right. Yeah, I did those all in one shot, which is really insane. Like I said, I made a lot of mistakes in the first go around.
Well, that's actually something we'd actually like to talk about. We'd like to learn from your mistakes, seeing that, we haven't actually launched yet and you have so much experience. Maybe we can come in here and pick your mind a little bit and learn from all your wonderful experiences.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, right now, let me just say hello to the chat real quick. We have Gus. We got Peter, Gaming or What. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully it'll start filling in a little bit more too. I know there's other streams going on. There's other campaigns all, hitting at the same time. But technically I was first, so.
That's true.
Yeah, I had no.
Everyone else gets a ribbon. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, it's crazy. I had no idea everyone else was going to start hitting it so fast. I'm like, damn, I should have launched a week earlier. But it's all good. The support's been amazing, so I'm grateful either way.
Where are you at now?
What am I at? Getting closer to 7,000.
Sweet.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome. My big thing is trying to hit the stretch goal, but we'll be getting to it soon because I need to get to the 10 to 12K mark, and then I'm going to be unlocking the upgraded book, which will be a hardcover.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and people will call me crazy for doing it at that price because I'm really not going to be making any profit until like 15K with the way that it's going right now. So I'm crossing my fingers more people keep jumping in and helping out because I really want to do the best book possible for everybody. When they get it, I want them to see a very special formatted book, premium. You're paying a higher price. in Comicsgate and crowdfunding in general. But I think you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck with a book like that.
Definitely.
I feel like everyone's playing a video game. Like you have to go to a certain level. You got to find the key to unlock. You know what I mean? Like to get something better. And I really looked at this like, oh, I'm great at video games. I really thought this was awesome to unlock all these keys. So is that one of the main things that you found in your previous campaigns, that certain things didn't work out, so you didn't get to unlock this level? Or now you're like, oh, great, this is where my goal is, so I can even do more things? Like, what is the intent for the unlocking?
Well, like each campaign's been a little bit different. So yeah, jumping into the first one that I did, it was the very first printing of Through the Woods. So they were single issues, but they were 3 floppies. So again, I knew nothing about crowdfunding. My audience was from a different platform, and I found out that Twitter and YouTube are the biggest 2 supporters of crowdfunding on comics. Had no clue. There's no handbook on that. Would have never known that. So I didn't have much of an audience. So whoever did stumble upon it, or if there was a handful of people who were showcasing me or getting me on streams, it helped a lot. But yeah, so like I didn't hit my goal because obviously I even screwed up the goal on that one. But I fulfilled everybody. So it started getting me a reputation because, you know, they barely waited for their books. It was like as soon as the campaign was done, I was able to fulfill very, very fast. So the next campaign, I did an art book so I could show everyone my versatility of, you know, superhero stuff, realistic, you name it, I put it in there, pinups, horror, Greek mythology, just the whole kitchen sink there, you know, everything in the kitchen sink. So that did better than I thought it would, because everyone said an art book is hard to sell. But again, it started snowballing. So when I launched City of Venus, which was I guess you would say my second comic book series, that one started to get nice traction. A lot more people were talking about it. I had a really good spotlight from Ethan on that one, and then yeah, it just kept going up. So then I did a kid book after that because it's nice. Halloween. Yeah, it's Halloween themed. So by the time City of Venus pretty much was getting all fulfilled, I looked at the calendar. I'm like, I only have like maybe 20 days. I said, screw it, let me give it a shot because I'm not going to wait another year on this. Because we had tweaked some of the writing a little bit in it, and then I found the brand new printer that did City of Venus. So I'm like, the quality's unbelievable. I think this would be perfect for the kid book. So I ran that one for 20 days. It did surprisingly well for something that, you know, I'm not known for, because everyone was seeing me for the hot chicks and that kind of stuff. And this was like straight up for kids. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've seen my other campaign, but yeah, this was the one that got pretty famous. So
we saw the booty. We saw the booty. Don't worry.
Yeah, and War Campaign was dubbing me the Boner King. So that's what they knew me for. So to do a kid book in the middle of that was kind of funny and interesting, but that did all right for the very short time that I had it running. People loved it, and I said, yeah, going into this new year, let me jump back on Through the Woods because everyone was asking for it. They started looking back at my previous campaigns to see what the hell I did, and they were like, "This book looks amazing." So that's why I launched it this year as my first campaign.
Now, how many of your books were all your books on Indiegogo, or did you have any on Kickstarter?
No, they were all on Indiegogo. All
on Indiegogo. Now, did you see a large bump when you went on Ethan's stream?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's going to be more eyes on there, but it's also how he interviews you, and the way he goes over the books and the projects. The thing is, there's a lot of people that they're all kind of either on the stream together. At the time, they were using what was it, Sim? What was the Hangouts, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Hangouts. So you could have more people in a room.
The Google Hangouts with OBS. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was like 9. There was like 9 people, so we each got like a little bit of time here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, StreamYard gives you a lot more, because it's just 6 people, so we have time to really cover each other and go over things. So yeah, everything is still changing and evolving, if you ask me. But
sure.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen your projects progressively get better, like doing more money, or was it an up and down thing because you changed the projects around?
It was a little up and down, but I noticed when City of Venus got out there, because more people want the actual comic book, because that's what this is all about, and I'm aware of that as well. So yeah, it's another reason why I gave another push for Through the Woods in a much better way to do a collected edition like I'm going to do. And yeah, and with the new printer, yeah, my jaw dropped when I got the proof copy of the soft cover. I'm like, oh my God, this is just unbelievable. People are going to lose their mind.
Boner King? Boner King?
Yeah, I guess it did give me a boner when I
They boned the Boner King.
Watch out. But yeah, no, it's just, I think this is going to be a good year for everyone, because there's a lot more attention and spotlighting on CG right now, on all of us creators. So yeah, I think we're in a good position.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for keeping this page up for us, because yeah, that's our pre-launch page on IGG, and we're letting people know, sign up on the mailing lists, and it sucks because they only allow you like just 2 pictures for the pre-launch until you actually get into the actual campaign. But putting our best foot forward, we want people to sign up and letting people know, hey, we know you're on everybody's mailing list. We're not trying to spam you. Just we're gonna say, hey, this is launch, boom. So
if you go down this extra gallery, because I was able to put 4 images.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, we definitely need to put some more images up.
Check it out. Yeah.
Thanks, Sim.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, see, that's another thing too, is like so many people are doing this. Everyone finds like a little nugget, like, oh, you should try and do that. You should try and do that. Like, what would you say is your biggest mistake that you've made so far? If people aren't afraid to actually say it, But I'm always interested to know how like people have screwed up, so I don't make that same mistake.
Is this your very first crowdfunded project ever?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. My biggest mistake.
Sorry,
ahead.
I was going to say yes, for us together, some on Kickstarter and some other the GoFundMe or whatever for my. So it's not my first rodeo, but for us together. But again, movie production is a different beast than it is to have something palatable in your hand. You know what I mean? So this is our first go together. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I said, let's. I know we got too much into me. You guys were asking questions, so I was just answering them. But it should be the other way around. You're my guest. So yeah, tell us about your job and how you got into this. Like, how did you team up?
Well, actually, we're married. That's how we got teamed up.
Oh, that's fantastic! I honestly knew
we team
nothing.
up every day.
How did you get teamed up before that?
Living the creator's dream.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
No,
we
actually,
team up. We hug up.
Yeah. She's going to be editing and co-writing the book, because myself, as an artist, you can kind of get scatterbrained. I mean, I'm more into the imagery and the creation and the ideas, but you need to have someone look over your work. You need to have someone who's like, hey, let me edit that for you. Let me go through it. Hey, we need to call out some of these things. You might think it's cool, but it doesn't read quite right for everyone else. So, that's her job. Like, she's the one who says, hey, this isn't right.
She calls you out on your bullshit.
Exactly.
Speaking of bullshit, I might have to bow out of this, because the only reason I was here is because I thought I had a chance with Skids.
Well,
that's a lie. That's a lie.
I'm not actually Skids, so.
Oh, you're not Skids?
No, we got a guy playing that character. I don't know.
How does this work?
He's like, how does this work?
I've been calling you Skits forever.
No. Well, I mean, I created it, but you know, we got someone that we hired to actually do the acting. I don't know if you've seen our little movies that we're doing, and you know, that's another ball of wax right there. I'm not an actor. I mean, I can barely sit here in front of the camera. You know, I'm like, hey, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna play the trailer as well. I want to do that soon, but yeah. So I'm assuming you both met during your TV production days. Or you could tell us, or not. It's up to you.
Yes.
I'll let her.
Yes, I'm in the entertainment industry out in LA, and I've been working in film in front of as well as behind the scenes and with a lot of the studios. And we met out in LA. Actually, Michael had a previous book, so to speak, and I was able to get that out in front of people quickly. So it was pretty good. But this is our real go at like something that we really put our heart and soul into it. Right. But yeah, for my TV production company, we do horror. And so horror is my thing. And so if you get horror with somebody in the sane asylum, it's bound to be a winner, right? I mean, it's bound to be a winner.
By the way, if you're looking for any new properties, Through the Woods is a great horror story. It's a ghost story, but
we back.
Yeah, but
we got to read it first, you know.
Of course. But oh wait, hold on. I need to stop sharing for a moment. I forgot to hit the button again.
You should call this stream the horror special stream.
Yeah, yeah. But between well, wait a minute. Red's book is more Star Wars ish. Just cooler.
I'm sure it's gory. Am I
right? Did you just sigh?
There could be some gore.
All right then it's gonna be
sci-fi horror. Sci-fi horror.
But I'll hit the trailer. We'll do movie time, and then we'll get back into it.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Escaped 5 days ago from another psychiatric hospital. Apparently he was diagnosed schizophrenic. Maybe dangerous. How long can they be held? They can only hold for another 60 hours. If he behaves, that is.
He's seeing monsters. He's losing his mind and he feels it going.
All right, you want to tell us more about that?
Well, that's actually just a piece that the production company put together, Verse Films, as like a coming soon type thing. We actually haven't put together our trailer for the campaign yet. You know, that'll be a little more in depth and stuff. But that's just letting people know that Skits is coming soon.
Cool. Do you know when you're gonna launch?
I mean,
yeah, we're in the spring. We're talking mid to late March. So beware the Ides of March.
Right. Yeah. No, there's still plenty of time.
That was your exclusive.
Very cool. Yeah, it's good that you're making the rounds now too, so more people know about it. You'll get the sign up. Because I'll be honest, like I said, each campaign I've been doing, I've been learning something new as well. And Through the Woods this is the first time I did a sign up, like a pre-launch as well. So yeah, it's interesting. At first, I didn't think it was going to do anything, and then right before I was going to launch, I took a look at the signups, and it was a pretty good number. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, then
that's awesome.
So
we want to make sure that. Sorry about that. We want to make sure that people. I mean, this is a visual art forms. I mean, Michael is the creator of Skits, and so he does a wonderful job illustrating that. And so we want to make sure we put that out there. For the Verse Films Productions, they're making sure that people actually see it, like, come to life. And I think that's something that sets us apart, because we're trying to take an actual page and then show people and get them interested and be like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a mini movie for a reason. So we're really trying to hit people with visuals. So
of course. Yeah, no, I think it's a very, very smart approach. Real quick though, let me get back to the chat because I saw Adam post in there. Hey Adam, thanks for dropping in. Peter's
Hey,
here.
Adam.
El Gargoyle, Tinfoil Hat Nick,
Oh, Gargoyle.
yo brother.
Oh,
Hello
what's
and
up?
hello, everyone.
Yeah, we got great people in here tonight. Very cool. Well, my chat usually has great people. It's very rare that there isn't.
Oh, tinfoil hat Nick's in there too.
Yeah.
Nice. There's
Yeah,
all sorts of nice people.
of course. Nick is awesome. He's the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
He drops links like a beast. He's got a great YouTube channel as well. I suggest anyone jump on that. Yeah.
And we're relaunching the Doodle and Chill this Saturday. Me,
Oh,
him,
nice.
Adam,
yeah.
and Red's gonna be there. Yeah.
Nice.
The entire crew relaunching
Beautiful. What time's that going to be?
No crew.
Saturday at 6. No new crew. It's the same crew.
At 6 p.m.?
Yep, 6 p.m. Eastern.
The original
just
and the
that-
best.
We wanted to start it like a month ago, but
Uh-huh.
we delayed it because we everybody had something, so we just wanted all the crew to be there for at least the first day.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the guest of honor is gonna be Canales.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he was there last night. We were doing the drawing stream for Through the Woods on War Campaign. Sim did an amazing piece, dude. My brother was like, "Holy shit, this looks awesome!" I'm like, "That's Sim."
I wanted to give that old retro horror type of cover, like like Hack and Slash did before, like going
Right,
back
right.
to those type of old covers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Nice.
dude. Yeah, I was again so blessed to see all these amazing artists draw my characters, because I've been the only person to ever draw them. Up until last night, and I was blown away by everybody. So yeah, that was killer. So, and if you guys are watching, I know, Sim's here, but anyone else who's watching, thank you again. That was killer. Kelsey said he's going to be finishing up that piece. So if he does, I think I'm going to try to slip it in the book. As long as he's cool with it, everyone's all right. Because my mind was blown on that.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Were any of you scared to actually press the launch button? Like you had everything. You were like, okay, we got our signups. We're good to go. I think I've proofread everything. And
Every
press the launch.
freaking time.
Every time.
Every freaking time.
Yep. No doubt about it.
And I can tell you that there's people that launch way more. Every freaking time it's that anxiety that just starts.
Oh yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I know this time. This is my fifth one. I'm like, I know I got everything. I went over every little bit. I go to hit the launch page and it pops up. You forgot something. I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah, and you check your campaign every fucking 5 seconds.
Yeah. That first day. Yeah.
Well, luckily, I don't have to deal with that. That's my editor's job, and I try and put together just a tweet, and then I'll send something out, and she'll say, "What were you thinking here?" And I'm like, "Oh gosh, I can't even get a tweet right, man."
Well, I want to say, be prepared. By the time you're at the end of that campaign, your hair is going to be all white.
Well, maybe it'll all be gone.
That too. Yeah, it does get stressful. I mean, then it's dealing with printers, then doing the shipping. Yeah, there is a lot that goes into this. So I know a lot of people
already. I'm like, why did I have those extra 2 pictures? He said there's 4, but I didn't see the 4 up there. So
the closer I'm getting to
that right now.
And the closer I'm getting to that point, the more stressed I am than actually doing the comic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, Bloodhunt. This is a killer project. Anyone who's watching, if you guys haven't bought it yet, haven't jumped on it, jump on it. Sim's awesome. He's like one of Comic Skate's favorite people. He's done work on like every project you could name, you could think of. You've drawn everything in CG, haven't you?
Technically, yeah, with the fan art, the bookmarks and all that stuff. I've pretty much done everything, yeah.
Dude, yeah, this is just it is a badass vampire story. This Hitman. Everything about this project is just so fucking cool.
Check this out. Did the final touch up to those that's
Oh, did you? Hold on.
Nice.
That is nice, man. We get
This is a
dude.
transformation of Star and Chris Evans.
Oh, nice.
And this is the follow through page.
Nice.
Beautiful stuff,
Crunch.
man. Hell yeah. Dude, again, yeah, these violent books are just, to me, like really, really awesome. Because again, you're not seeing this in the mainstream, right? You know, we're not getting this kind of thing anymore. Everything's so watered down. You know, they're holding the audience's hand. Everything's gonna be all wimpy. With these books, what we're doing, we're putting our hearts and our souls into this. We have so much passion going on, and I think it shows in everyone's campaigns.
Yeah, we try to push the limit of our storytelling. It's yeah. There's more passion put into the page than into an entire series in Marvel.
Of course, and that's why we have we have a lot of weirdos and strange people trying to attack us, trying to well, they try their hardest to make us look bad, but they end up making themselves look bad, which I think is hilarious.
And we just passed the 7K not too long ago, and if we reach the 10K, every physical backer, every physical book backer gets us a sketch card with their book.
You caught yourself.
That was sketchy.
I know, right?
That was sketchy.
I went, oh, I need to rephrase that.
Yeah, it happens. Exhaustion, working hard all damn night, and then you get tongue twisted a lot.
Yeah,
now,
I mainly sleep like 3 hours there, then once a week, 10.
Wow.
Now, something that we're planning on doing is having a lot of artwork for sale in our campaign, because I mean, we think that's probably our strongest point is the artwork. And have any of y'all had success with selling artwork in your campaigns? You know, like pages or sketch covers or sketch cards, whatever.
Yeah, I've sold a few of some of them come with original sketch at 100, and the 300 one comes with a commission.
Okay.
And I've sold one, and it's been up for like 2 weeks.
Oh, all right.
Cool. Man. Hell yeah, because I'm starting to jump into that a little bit, but I'm doing it on City of Venus. I had done original sketches, so if they backed at a certain tier, I think it was like 150, they would get the book. You know, any other little perks I threw in there, and a head sketch. But I was usually very, very detailed with the drawings.
And lately, we've been trying something, and the first try was with what's his name again, Magic Cop. And it's sketch cards, so you know, different artists doing sketch cards for different campaigns, like you know, tits for tat type of thing. Yeah. So
definitely to answer your question, original sketches and drawings, they definitely help the campaigns. This was the level of detail I was putting into them, so they're like highly detailed rendered images. But yeah, and
your signature is nice.
Remember that Comicsgate. Really nice. Comicsgate is a very collector's type of market.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I sold 15 in there. That was original sketches. I only have 2 left on this one. So yeah, I moved a good number of them. For Through the Woods, that's my 3rd tier, and again, it's gonna be one of the characters from the book. So I try to do something a little bit special for them as well. Like, you know, I'll put an extra little border, or, you know, something nice. It might not necessarily be a head, just a head sketch. I might go a little bit more. It depends what I'm feeling like while I'm drawing that. But like if I hit the hardcover, I'm actually going to put it on the inside flap. I want to do something, you know, just so it's like all contained as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's real nice.
And there's also the be in the book tiers that work in case.
The what?
So when you guys are doing your tiers, is it a collective, like, just, I mean, you can be honest or you can tell me no, whatever, but do you say, okay, 25, just get the book, 35, you get like a book and a bookmark or whatever, a card? Like, are you going up and up, like, per, like, just an extra something? Or are you really giving fans, like, if you buy my book, that's great, but if you buy my book and then this will give you, like, everything, or, you know what I mean? Like, but you set your price, like your high price, and like I'm just not sure how it works for a lot of.
I think the best idea would be to try and keep them simple. Like you try to keep them limited to like 6 to max 7, and you try to keep your 2 simple tiers, like the two to three first one like simple, like the book with an extra print, or like you said, the bookmark, or an ashcan, and the last one you go with original art, or you make the extra one think collectors. Like
Okay.
the IT tiers they call.
Right. Yeah, because it's I would highly recommend, yeah, if going out of the gate, make it simple. Make it very simple, because things do get very confusing when you get to the fulfillment stage. And if your book is doing really well, you have a lot of backers, things could get tricky to really, focus and make sure you have everything what you need. Even the name of your tiers, I think you have to be very specific, make it clean and clear, because not only for them, but mostly for you. Because when you go down that fulfillment list, if it's like comic book special circus edition, and like, what the hell's a circus edition? And then you have like a breakdown of, let's say an artist, an asylum pin, bookmark, a print, this and that. Be very specific, because it's going to help you when you're going through the fulfillment part of it. That's something I would. I'm sorry,
Michael, do you want to talk about one of the ideas that we had and see if that run it by these guys and see if that's something?
We're going to do a book like the normal level. You got your $25 for the book. And then we were also thinking about doing, I personally, I'd like to do sketch covers. I'd like to be able to have like 50 to 100 sketch covers. And I thought that would be a really good tier to get original art. Like $100, you get a sketch cover comic.
Yep, it's popular.
Yeah, and then from there, then you have artwork. You have $300 pages, maybe $500 pages, and then we're actually going to do an ultimate tier where you can actually get all the goodies that you end up getting, plus a straitjacket with it. And we got real straitjackets. I have access to get them. So I don't know if anyone's actually interested in that thing. I mean, obviously I am, but
you can be honest. If you have a closet full, there's no shame in it.
Yeah, I've been collecting them for 25 years, so maybe even longer than that. Yeah, 25 years about.
By the time I'm done with this next campaign, I'm gonna need one of those.
Hey,
I think Vinny could use one right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. You better give me two. Make it two. Yeah, things are nuts, but yeah, it's cool. If you have something that you could get and it's affordable, just you got to make sure that you budget everything properly.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, each campaign I've been doing it a little bit differently. I know for the art books, like I wanted to make sure I covered printing and shipping. That's like number one. Make sure that you have a price like that. I took a gamble on my newest campaign because I felt confident about it, especially after seeing everyone in the signups. So, because I had the initial. I had my initial price, but then I changed it right before I launched. That was a big gamble, but I already got more than what I was going to ask for anyway to do soft cover. So my main goal again was for the stretch goal, because the stretch goal is really where it's at, to do an oversized book, hardcover. I think it's something everyone's really going to want. So anyone who backed, that's what the upgrade's going to be. So I think it's well worth it, and I think that's why I'm getting a lot of retweets and stuff like that, because they're pushing for it. They wanted to get to those numbers as well. Like I said, I'm not going to be making bank until way later on. Assuming that it's still doing well. My fingers are crossed. But like I said, at the very least, I want an amazing book that everyone's going to get in their hands and be like, "Wow, this was a killer story. I can't wait for the next project."
Well, see, that's actually something we've been talking about, is like stretch goals to make the book better. That's something that I really like. Like Downcast, he's like, okay, we've got to a certain point, and it's going to be, we're going to put spot gloss on the cover. We're going to do foil. We're going to do this, that. I kind of like that idea, and you're doing that too with going with a hardbound, is as we hit certain marks, we actually make the book better for you. I mean, I personally like that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, assuming that if this keeps doing better and better, I'll put in more things. I'll do bookmarks. I'll do prints. It's stuff to look a little bit later on. I'm literally only a couple of days in. So I'm trying to pace myself a bit too, since I'm still running back and forth doing streams, doing freelance work. I'm still fulfilling City of Venus as well as soon as those come in. I mean, for the most part, everything has been mailed out. But now people who are backing this, if they didn't see City of Venus, they've been jumping on that as well. So It's a good thing, keeping in demand going for a bit. The thing is, I don't know how long I'm going to have City of Venus open for, because once I have to start fulfilling this campaign, that might be a huge headache. And I don't want to get anyone lost in the shuffle either. So I'm kind of, I got to weigh it out, you know. But like even this one, part of this is going to start shipping already, because in the first day I had a sold out tier already. And
Nice.
these were from the first printing. I had like 15 sets that were still available. So I said, you know what? I'll put it in there as like a last chance for anyone who really wanted the first printing. Again, this was just the first printing. There is no graphic novel on it, but I wanted to make sure that that was at least available. And I didn't expect for it to go that quickly. So thank you again, everybody, whoever jumped on that.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll probably start shipping those out maybe like the 1st of February. Again, like I got to make a little bit of time. But yeah, and mailing is another thing too. All my previous campaigns, I was a little bit crazy on it. I did priority mail. I made sure everything was like triple packed, so there was no issues when people got them. Yeah, that's another thing to kind of be mindful of. But going into this campaign, everyone keeps saying media mail. So I talked to the guy at the post office, and he's like, yeah, it was technically, if it's a book and there's no advertisement, yeah, you should be able to do that. So I think I'm going to be trying that out on this campaign. But again, like I said, still learning, right? Every campaign, still learning. But let me go back to Bloodhunt and let Simon do a proper pitch on this, since, say what you got to say, because I know you said you wanted to be closing it very soon.
Yep. We're going to be closing it in a month. Right now, I have 8 pages left to do, soon 6. So getting closer to the end.
Beautiful.
So Bloodhunt is the story of an elite assassin that gets betrayed and sent to his death because he's secretly dating his boss's daughter. When he gets there, discovers that the old man that he's supposed to be killing, in the natural way, like in his sleep, he's an ancient elder vampire, and he was sent there to be like lunch. But somehow survives it, so if you call being turned into a vampire surviving.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
And goes on the path to vengeance. He wants payback. But he also discovers that there was a world hidden in plain sight where, he discovered that there's all type of supernatural creatures that lives among us. Vampires, gargoyles, all type of things. And discovers the urges of his thirst. And how, he's going to need to learn to control it. So as he's walking down the street, he's feeling the hunger that if you just go down a bit there, you start seeing like a normal guy with a poodle type of thing. And then for a second, he sees him as a demon, sees a bum, and then it's a gargoyle. Then he sees that lady, and then all his urges, like senses go and whoops, blacks out. And like, what the fuck did I do? But I feel great.
Nice.
So later on, when he walks down the alley, that's where he discovers that there's other types of vampires, not just, his type. And there's rules to that world. Like he technically took somebody on their turf.
Right.
And they're not happy about it. And that's when he feeds on a vampire for the first time. And that's when he realizes that he gets memories, abilities from it, a higher kick from that nourishment.
That's cool.
And he decides never to feed on human and just feed off those creatures, like vampires, all types of supernatural creatures. Because he's not a vampire hunter; he's an assassin.
Right.
Who's a vampire?
It's more John Wick if John Wick became a vampire than Blade.
Yeah, I like to joke around and say it's like John Wick and Alucard had a violent baby.
Yes. Dude, that's killer.
I can dig it.
It's inspired from those, like I was looking for something interesting to do with a vampire that hasn't been done. And I'm like, what haven't we seen in a movie and I'm like, remember those old Payback movie, that Mel Gibson thing, that shoot them up type of movie? And I'm like,
awesome movie. And
I'm like, yeah. Let's do something in that type of like twists. So yeah, I was having fun.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be one hell of a violent book. Oh man, killer stuff,
I
bro.
just want to see blood everywhere when I'm looking at these pages. I'm like, where's my blood? Splash, splash, splash.
Right?
Now, since we passed the 7K, the book's gonna be 68 pages, but now it's 69 pages plus the intro, so 70. The book's gonna be a full 70 page.
That's amazing, man.
Nice.
Dude, hell yeah.
Awesome.
So I hope that everybody's gonna love it when it come out. That's gonna make the people that didn't back it jealous.
I have a quick question for you, Sam. Since you're doing a new vampire mythos for this, have any of well, actually for everyone, has anyone actually copyrighted all your stuff, like put it up so no one Hollywood types won't take this story and like turn it into something and then make a profit off of it, or is it just?
Yeah, I copyrighted it here. I paid it, the government thing.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's something that has to be done. That's why, because I'm working on my current project. Everyone keeps asking me. I want to make sure everything's in place before I'm able to even start to, get into all that. Like, what's the title? What's the title? I'm not giving that away yet. Relax.
And my neck. And at the bottom there, you were seeing like what's going to be like a sample from my next project. That's going to be like a sci-fi, but very gory, like Lobo-ish type of thing.
Yeah, love Lobo.
Very cool, man. Dude, yeah. Sims got so many projects working.
But I'm like you, dude. We need to lay out the projects in advance so that we can make it work. And be able to offer at least 3 books a year.
Yeah. So
my last year was actually working my ass off so I can lay out those grounds where I can actually have 3-4 books planned out.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
awesome.
because that's the thing. I mean, I think that's why I started getting pretty popular. Is because I had so many books out, but I was fulfilling them like immediately. So because that's the other name. I prefer that one, the Fulfillment King in Comicsgate.
But dude, it was freaking smart, and you pulled it off with the art books. Buying you time to build that other book was a smart way to do. And selling hard books are freaking hard, dude.
Yeah, no,
that's what they're called, hard.
No, art books, not hard
books. Yeah. Especially in Comicsgate, because people want comics.
Yeah, people want story. They want all that stuff. Trust me, I saw that right away. Because when Ethan did Spotlight, my art book, it had just gone into in demand. And when I was on with all the other guys, like they all had a lot to talk about, and there's a lot more time on them because they were going over the story. They can't go over like, all right, I mean, he's got an art book here. There's a lot of cool images. All right, moving on. It's like that type of thing. So the next day I'm like, well, I do have a book that's pretty much finished. I just had like a couple of things to change and work on. So I said, let me launch it. I set up the entire campaign in a day. And when it went on again, he's like, oh, what do you got? You got an art book or something? Or was it a sketchbook? I forgot. I said, that was yesterday. Today I have a full comic. And he was like, you do? I'm like, yeah. I sent him the link. City of Venus. Oh, okay. And then he started scrolling through it. He started going down. He's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Holy crap. And he just kept going, it was the first time he saw it. And I'm like, yeah, this is this is my comic book series. And he was like, yeah, oh my God, Vinnie draws the hottest women in comics. Jesus Christ. So I'm like, thank you. Yeah, that's the push I needed. But yeah, and that's the thing, right? It is story. People want good story. And yeah, on this one, on Through the Woods, my brother is the co-writer on that. I did the first draft to the first issue. It was going to be really gory. It was more like a sim comic book, because like the last couple of pages was just blood and guts everywhere. And he's like, the story was really cool because I liked it a lot, but he stopped me. He goes, but for this type of a story, I think it worked better as a ghost story, a little bit less horror and a little bit more ghost. So I let him do a rewrite on it. We removed the character, we changed the ending, and it worked. I was like, it's perfect. So he wrote issues 2 and 3. We collaborated with ideas on where it was going to go, and we went from there. So yeah, we're both very proud of it. But again, it's a contained story. There's a lot going on because it takes place in present day and 100 years in the past on this loggers camp. The woman who's kind of the star of the book, or the story follows, is Laura Langley. She's an investigative journalist who she inherited this property in upstate New York, and she wasn't really aware of what was going on. She knew her other relatives passed on it, didn't know why, and then she started seeing some spooky things here and there, and it leads her to this old cabin in the back of her property, and that's where a restless spirit gets reawakened. So, you know, like, I think there's a lot to chew on, and a lot of good, like, suspense moments. Issue 2 has a lot of her doing, like, the research, learning a little bit more about ghosts and kind of the supernatural all around. Then she has a big encounter, and the third book is obviously the big wrap up. But I do have flashbacks, so every time you see we go like in sepia, you know, it's obviously we're going into a flashback. And in the first issue, I did do something very cool, which I've never seen in comics. Like when I segue into the past, I go from sepia, and as you keep turning the pages, it gets a little bit more into color until, like, you know, the big pivotal scene, and it's like it's all in color, and it's kind of like the viewer was just kind of pulled right into the story. You know, that's nice. The approach I wanted to do with it. You know, I thought it was very interesting, and the people who did get it, they loved it. They weren't lost at all. Marilla's like, I think they're going to get confused. I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's something different. We're going to give it a shot, and you know, I'm very happy that it worked, and it worked really well.
Nice.
Well, I mean, comic books is all about taking chances. You know, you got to kind of get out there and make yourself stand out amongst the crowd. So, you know.
Oh yeah. For sure,
it's key. You know, you got to stand out. Definitely got to stand out.
It's not about reproducing; it's about storytelling. You know, absolutely. Like the Crash Course comic I did. Like, you have to cheat perspective, bend the cars to actually, you know, tell a mood of the race. You can't actually reproduce a stiff car. That's the storytelling. It's also in the paneling. How you know.
Of course, and yeah, you want to get very cinematic. You know, I mean, Sim is always you know, sending videos and music stuff and awesome clips of like animation. It's like it's high energy. It's great stuff. It gets your mind going in those places. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. Hail, brother, dude, you're awesome. But yeah, so there's a lot of great stuff happening. I think we're all doing a lot of amazing stuff. And that's the thing. It's not down. These are all original ideas, brand new properties. You know, I think people are getting very sick of what's been going on in general. The main industry is so jaded. They don't even know what the hell to do. So they keep changing all the characters, gender swaps left and right. You know, making a character who is straight for 60 years, gay out of the blue. You know, people don't want that. I don't care what they say, what they try to cram down your throat. People do not want that. And the other thing, sexy, they take sexy out of comics, which means it makes no sense to me. It contradicts everything that's been going on. If you walk into any convention, girls are dressed up, they look amazing, they barely have clothes on. They're also they also have tables and they're selling prints and stuff. You know, it's a big business. So why would you take that out of comics?
The worst thing is that no sexy. Let's take out the sexy, but everything needs to be about sex and sexuality.
Well, sex sells. I mean, that's the number one thing. I do, as the only female here in this panel, thank you very much. I do think there is a thin line of sexy at what age, because I ran Comic-Con for the past 5 years with my team. And so there is a fine line when you see half families, half people who are going in to dress up, and then you've got people who are just out of the blue who've never been before. So, I mean, I can get it, what they're saying, because you do have a family that's like, hey, we want to be a family of, you know, Star Wars and we look cute, but I don't want my you know, my little girl dressing up like Skank Bright, you know, it's like she used to be Star Bright, now it's Skank Bright. So it's like, it's a thin line.
Right.
But I mean, it does sell. I mean, it sells and it makes people want to come to it, and you can't stop it. I do appreciate a good body and a comic book. And Michael and I, when we were looking at we were like, that girl's got some booty in these shorts. Okay, all right. Vinny know what he's talking about. But, you know, but it's not to the point where it's like Daisy Duke crack. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
right.
Okay, I've seen enough of that. I mean, I'm in LA, so it's like, I got, you know, vivid down the street. I can see that whenever, you know? So.
And that's the thing, too. I try to be more mindful of that as well. Like, I'd rather have some cheesecake and some sexiness rather than straight up lewd or stuff like that.
Right.
So recently, some overweight cosplayer who likes to make a stink online was trying to attack my campaign. And she's one of those paid trolls. She gets paid from the mainstream as well. So she tried to attack my campaign for, he's got 6 pages of previews and it's almost all ass. And then she compared my book to an image book which has hardcore sex in it. Now, someone explain that to me. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. There's so much flip-flopping. It's ridiculous. That's why I put my fingers in my ears when it comes to those kind of lunatics. But I'll listen to my family. I'll listen to people that I see at conventions and stuff because I've done a ton of them. And from what I've seen as well, and I know what you're talking about, and it makes me sick too when I see stuff that's too young and they're trying to be too sexy. Right. Right. So, I mean, that's why, like, almost all my books, I make sure that it's PG-13 and up pretty much. I never go extreme with the sex stuff. There's, like I said, keep it classy. Most of the people in Comicsgate, they love my stuff because I'm not super gratuitous. You know, there's hotness, sexiness, it works that way. That's what I kind of grew up on as well. A lot of the popular artists that are still around, that are still doing great things, Adam Hughes, J. Scott Campbell, these kind of people, they never did like straight up pornography. You know what I mean? But
there's a market for that. I mean, there's a market for that.
Yeah, there's a market. There's a market for everything. But even the convention stuff, like, because I've even had, you know, cosplayers with me at a lot of shows, friends and stuff like that. But the thing is, yeah, there should be a fine line between some stuff. And I know that there's trying to experiment with that on the convention side. I think in Australia, they're doing one that's just all cosplay. I think if you do divide it a little bit, it might be a bit better. I think these girls that, like, this is a totally different conversation, but I think these girls who have taken over the conventions, they hurt artists, they hurt other guests that are there. Because like you said, when sex sells, boy, does it sell. I've seen amazing artists, you know, all-time greats sitting there barely making money, and everyone's running over to these girls because they have photo shoots. They have special websites. You know, they've even done better than celebrities that I've seen at some of these really big shows.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's crazy. There's one girl that I knew her before she really got into it, and then she became like a superstar, and her line was like 3 times the size of somebody like from Star Wars, let's say. And I like, my mind was blown. Like, what the hell happened? What is going on? These conventions are turning into something else. But it's also because the industry, no one wants to read and pick up those comic books anymore because all the stories are shit. They're trying to dress everyone up. They took all of the sexiness out. You know, they all look like priests or something, you know, buttoned all the way up to the neck. What? No ass, no shape. They all look like these square things. They all have to be androgynous. What? What is going on? Who are these?
I don't know. There's been some hot priests on Netflix lately, so I don't know. So
I'm talking about the comics.
Right.
Like look at this. She's got shape. She's got shape. She's not one rectangle with, you know, a very
of course.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
I do.
Yeah, I think comics lost a lot of what it would. They lost the fun. That's why a lot of people, I think, are running to us, because we have great projects. We have brand new stuff. We're going old. Because if you notice, a lot of my books are not superhero books. Comics didn't just start off with superheroes. You know, it was a market that ended up getting a lot of notoriety, but it was like horror things. You know, it was all these little pulp kind of stories. You know,
even Kirby did those little soap comics, like those little love,
absolutely. Frazetta as well. I mean, he's done all kinds of different stuff. But so, like, I'm kind of tapping into that. Yeah, I do have superhero type characters as well. But like for right now, what I'm building up, I just want to tell a good story. You know, I want each project to be super cinematic.
Same here.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael's Frazetta is one of Michael's favorite artists. Is that right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Frazetta, Jeff Jones, Michael Kaluta, Bernie Wrightson. I mean, I like all the people who are in the horror books back in the '60s. You know, and Eerie, Vampirella, you know, all that stuff. I actually had the chance to. I spent a whole day with Jeff Jones when I was about 20 years old, and I just sat around and drew and painted with him. Probably one of the best experiences of my life. I mean, that was huge, you know. He was, yeah. That was in 7th through the end of 2009, I believe it was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, he had a big layoff in 2009 where like half the people went, and basically the entire toy division at Tempe just went away. So.
Wow. All right. See, I was in it before you. Back when we were in New Jersey.
Yeah.
What was Ed Frank still there? Out of curiosity.
In Tempe?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember an Ed.
You don't remember? Wow. All right, they were brothers who ran the division over there in Jersey for years. They wanted over to Tempe because then he got the big. He's got like the kind of museum thing out there. He had everything out there, and there's a lot of don't want to get too much dirt, but there were some bad people working at the Jersey office who were taking advantage of things. And Todd did not know about it. Yeah, because I was one of the lead designers, and I got to see a lot of the office stuff of what was going on. So like I designed figures, I painted them. I was even in part of like the photography division as well, because like you know they would build like the bases and things like that, the props and yeah. I mean, there's a lot of craziness, but there was a guy. I'll just say his first name, Steve, who he was like obsessed with McFarlane, and apparently he was a mechanic who started throwing out the trash there. He goes, "I'll take any job, any job." So he was like a garbage man, and I think he caught somebody doing something because he got promoted very, very quickly, and he ended up getting a huge office that was like, yeah, it was like in a private. They had three spots. There were 2 buildings that were put together, and then there was one off to the side that no one was really using. It was kind of like storage. He ended up cleaning it all up, fixing it all up, and made it his big office. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me! What does this guy have? What did he walk in on?"
It's like Trading Places. What's going on?
Oh my God! Oh, really insane. And then I heard. After I left, I heard that he helped move some stuff to Tempe, and he ended up stealing some of McFarlane's personal items and selling them on eBay.
Wow.
So that goes to show you how sick a lot of people are. Like this is McFarlane's silverware, $100.
I got to tell you a story. When I was there, he was. I think it was when. Well, anyway, they were doing a change up on the book, and they were looking for people to do some coloring. And I talked to Todd. I was like, "Hey, you know, I'm not very good at coloring, but would you give me a shot?" He was like, "Oh yeah." And so he gave me some pages. I took them home. I brought them back. They were terrible. I just wasn't ready to be doing that sort of thing. But he sat there with me for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just like, "Hey, you know, I really like this. I don't like that. You know, you should probably work a little harder on this." I mean, the guy is just a really, really nice guy. You know, I would never have anything to say bad to say about the guy. He's just super sweet, real nice, and you know, willing to take time out for some, you know, schlub like me to try and help me out with something that wasn't even my job. You know.
Right, and I've said it before. I'll say it again too. Even when I was done working for them, I left for a couple of different reasons. One was even health reasons. But when I did leave, I ended up seeing Todd again a couple of years later. Probably around the time I think you were working for him. He came to New York Comic Con, and we literally bumped into each other out in the street, waiting by a light. And he turned around, he was like, "Vinny," I'm like, "Yeah, man. Hey, Todd, how you doing?" He knew me. I mean, you bump into someone in an accident. "Oh, I'm sorry, pal." He turned around, looked me in the face, and went, "Vinny." Like, he knew who I was right off the bat. And my interactions with him weren't like always like super one-on-one or anything. Obviously, he was in Tempe, we were in Jersey, so he was on camera all the time. So we come in and, you know, we'd show like our designs that we were doing on the new projects or whatever. And like he would just go over them really quick, like what he liked, what he didn't like. You know, he does like the approval process. I wasn't even aware he knew many of our names, to be honest.
You know, same thing here, man. He is the same way with me. Like I ran into him. They would invite me to their parties, like when they'd go outside the office, even after I got laid off.
Right.
And he would, and you know, it was like 2 years, and I showed up, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, hey, how's it going?" You know, doing his I was like, "Oh, hey, Todd, I didn't even know you knew my name." The same thing. I mean, the guy is just a class act. I mean, he's really, really a good guy.
He really is, and I said it too. I think in the coming years, I mean, depending if he's doing a lot more shows or not, people are going to be looking at him as like the next Stan Lee, just with how nice Stan was with the fans.
Yep.
Because he's been doing that more recently too. I've noticed, like if he's doing like a lecture or something, or having like a little spotlight, he waits outside the doors to the room and he shakes everyone's hand as they're walking in.
Yep. I mean,
I don't see people doing that.
No. If there were ever any kids around that would see him, I mean, he spent so much time with kids. He would just be like, "Hey, what's going on? What can I do? You know, hey, let me get a picture with you. Oh, that wasn't a good picture. Let's take a few more." You know, I mean, he always goes that extra mile. And what I always refer to him as is, if anyone's familiar with NASCAR, Richard Petty. If you ever go to the track when Richard Petty's there, he would stay hours after races and just sign autographs, take pictures, do whatever. He was always out there just with the fans because he knew that the fans were the ones that paid his bills. And Todd's the same way. He's like, "I'm doing the best job in the world, and these people allow me to do it. I'm going to be right here and give them everything I can." You know?
I mean, I'm the same way when I'm doing conventions. I've had other professionals, like big names, come up to me. "What are you working on? Well, or like, who are you?" Because they see that my tables are usually surrounded by people. You know, and it's not just if I have a hot chick with me or not. If it's just my brother and I, it's like they come over and it's like, wow, because I'm giving everyone that time too. I'm being very personable. I'm not like, "Oh, these are the prices. Like, get away from me now." I don't do that. I know a lot of people do, which is kind of sickening. But I'll sit there, have a conversation like we're having. You know, we'll talk about what they like, what's going on in movies and comics, what they don't like. You know, if you know, there's a kid talking about a sports thing that they really enjoyed, if it pertained to the conversation, throw them in, make them feel part of it. Because these are the things they're going to remember, right? You want to have good experiences when you go to conventions. You don't want to have nightmare stories. You don't want to say, "Oh, that you know, these creators are dicks." No, you want them to be like, "That guy's awesome. He creates cool stuff. Wow. You know, he gave me the time of day. He remembered my name." That kind of thing, it sticks with everybody. And you want to keep growing this community. So, you know, being as kind as possible, I think, is a smart bet. But not only that, I mean, you make friends. I mean, there's a ton of people. Like, I run into them here and there when I was doing a lot of the local shows, and it's like, "Oh my God, Vinny, you're in this area too? Oh wow." You know, and we'll chat it up again. And you never know where things are going to go from there. What connections people have, and you know, it's a good thing. It's that community atmosphere. It works. being
Sure.
horrible, being spiteful, that gets people nowhere. You know? Exactly.
Yeah, but,
I've had. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's only by working together can we actually offer like the readers like a full selection of books in a way. Like
Oh
your
yeah.
success, somebody else that does a children book, somebody else that would do like science fiction, horror, or
Right.
anything. Everybody's success makes that we have bigger selection for our followers.
Mm-hmm. It really does. And like these streams that we're doing, you know, I've never met you guys before in my life. I didn't know you were married. You know, we're learning everything all in one shot. But we're having a fun time too, you know.
Yeah.
Sim and Red, I know them, you know, great guys. We've been in this for a very long time all together. By the way, Red has a great project. He's writing a novel.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be amazing. He has Narwhal did some work for him. He's going to have an amazing cover artist on this project.
Nice.
You know what? Let's just play. Let's do movie time.
Red,
together.
you're gonna make me read a novel again.
Listen to this man's amazing voice.
From the fertile mind of the Red Gaze comes an all-new science fantasy epic full-length novel,
The Sun Sworn.
The galaxy has known an age of peace and prosperity under the rule of the Astral Union. Its famed Astral Templars maintain order in conjunction with an aloof sect of crystal-wielding mystics known as the Disciples of Ul. These conjurers are tasked with keeping record of galactic happenings and maintaining the balance. But harmony cannot last. Something stirs beyond the borders and within. A forgotten foe will emerge to claim rule over the galaxy. Join the adventure as our heroes and villains become legend.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Just amazing, man. This guy, Brad, you're going places. I mean it.
Not sure which places those are, but we'll see.
It's
actually out. It's actually a little outdated. I've taken Liam's advice and gotten rid of the.
Right, yeah. He had the Sun Sworn. But yeah. It looks better this way. Sounds better too. You know, it's like that joke with the Facebook.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Red also did the video on my campaign, which was extra spectacular. Let's do movie time again. Why not?
Who's got my popcorn?
From Frankie and Vinnie Tartamella comes Through the Woods, the collected edition. This edition compiles the 3-issue miniseries into one solid volume for fans of Through the Woods and newcomers alike. Written by Frankie Tartamella and fully illustrated and assembled by Vinnie Tartamella, Through the Woods is an esoteric ghost story that will leave you haunted yet fulfilled. Follow investigative reporter Laura Langley as she unearths the tragic history of her newly inherited home and cabin in North Hudson, New York. This is a tale that started 100 years earlier, when this very land was a loggers' camp in the early 1900s. Laura's investigation finds her learning of her family's past and accidentally reawakens a restless spirit. Find out what else is haunting the pages of this completed series. If you missed the first campaign, this is the perfect chance to get your hands on this epic ghost story.
Get your hands on it.
This is the fable of an investigative journalist caught in the middle of a ghost story. A tale that started 100 years ago.
Love the echo.
Don't miss this second chance to take a midnight stroll through the woods.
Dude, you got to get some extra work, man, in voiceovers. You really do.
Yep.
Dude, you're awesome. But yeah, we were doing movie time, so I had to hit that one too.
Of course, it's your show, right?
Well, I'm also trying to push this book a little more. Oh, I got another sale. Cool.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah. Remember, people, if we hit the stretch goals, you guys are getting an upgraded book. It'll be hardcover and oversized. It's going to be 8.5 by 11 inches. So in comparison, it would be like that. So yeah, you're going to get something real special. Please continue to keep supporting and backing and pushing this. Kind of on a funny note, I wanted to show some of the places that I work for. And when the crazy left was trying to come after me, I made sure to put this up as well so they could see that I've done people in their neck of the woods, so to speak, political stuff, because that's what they live on. So yeah, I'm not just male chauvinistic or whatever nonsense that they want to spew out. I thought this was kind of funny that I threw this up here. So yeah, they could see that and have a heart attack
awesome.
And have their heads explode.
I think everyone's campaign is doing very well. The ones that are pre-launching, like ours for Skits Comic, for you and Sim that already have yours already out. You press the button and you just let the world know, hey, I'm here. Come support me. And all the love has been shown to you guys. I think that's just fantastic, guys.
Yeah,
really
but don't forget that it was my second go that I got funded. And if I'm not mistaken, Vinnie failed one too in the beginning.
Well, yeah, through the woods. It didn't. Yeah. It didn't meet it, but I still fulfilled everyone. So
never forget that that can happen. But dust it off, come back asking for more, and never.
Of course. Yeah.
Exactly.
Never give up. Keep going, especially if you believe in it. Take advice from people. The thing is, like, we're building up trust with people. With the community. There's a lot of amazing people here. Canales is here. Awesome.
Yeah, don't be shy. Reach out.
Man's oceanic.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He did a beautiful piece of my character. He did Jack Lombardo last night on the drawing stream. Killer stuff. And I got to thank him too because he stayed up late to do those damn drawing streams. So yeah, again, all the support we've been giving one another is really beautiful. Yeah, great community, great people. We need to have Canales on too pretty soon. I'd like to. So.
Would you like to see some of the art?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just go through a couple pieces.
If you pull it up, I'll share it.
Yeah. Ooh, let me just pull it up first, and then I gotta hit share my screen, correct? All right. Share.
Just take a quick look. Oh, you got it up?
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
All right, you able to see it now?
Yeah, it's up on screen.
All right, let me just stop it from playing.
Slow
anyway,
roll.
Yeah, I know. It starts playing. It's like, hey, here's a little movie. We'll go through it. I guess this is the picture that everyone seems to be gravitating towards the most. Like, people seem to really like this one. And the funny part is I had never even finished it. It's just one of those pieces where just kind of a little backstory about Skits. The first third of the book, he's actually trying to get across this planet. And he's trying to get to the city. And this is when he first gets to the city. So it's just one of those pictures where it's like, you know, all inspiring. You see the entire, you know, landscape, you know, you let everything in.
Yeah.
So,
It looks beautiful. The art looks really nice.
yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. This ain't my first rodeo. Let's just say that. You know, I've been doing this sort of stuff for a while, and a lot of this concept art is actually from the last 10 years. I worked on skits about when I got laid off from McFarlane. I worked on skits right after I got laid off, and I did 3 books, 3 floppies, and I ended up doing some independent stuff here and there for a few different people as well. So, but. Here's another one from this is when Skits first meets some native inhabitants on this planet.
Dude, the textures and the colors are just really, really beautiful, man.
Well, I appreciate it. This is pretty much, you know, how I want the book to look. You know, as you know, with concept art, it's like you're trying to get the overall feeling of an atmosphere of a scene, you know, of a place. And that's exactly what these are for right now. I know a few people have been asking me if I'm gonna have these as posters or anything in the, and you know, we might get to that. You know, that's something, if people are interested enough, we'll actually go ahead and do that.
Yeah, or even a print. Even a print would be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, yeah, I would suggest to, you know, like your wife said, slow your roll a little bit. Do what's manageable at first. Because
exactly.
Like if you're looking at posters and things, even me, I'm skittish on that because I know what kind of a hassle to roll those up, to, you know, mail it out the proper way where they're not going to get damaged. You know, you're going to have to be, you know, separating your shipping.
That's why it's why I did my prints the size of a comic book, just a little bit smaller, so you could put it in the plastic with it.
That's right. Yeah. I did the same exact thing with City of Venus. You know, so it's more manageable because even on the first go around, I had prints that were a little bit oversized, and it became a hassle to find the proper materials to pack them in, to get damaged. And I didn't know how rough the post office was going to be with certain packages. You know, some people were sending me pictures, like mangled packages, totally mangled. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, this is just some concept art for the book, you know.
Yeah, that is killer. Yeah, you sent me some of these. That is really cool.
Yeah, this is just Skits getting across the planet. You know, he's got to get there in different ways. And, you know, this just shows some of the pencil and ink work I'll be doing for the book as well.
Very nice.
You know, doing. Oh, thanks. Yeah,
love the crush hatching.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, that's something that I really enjoy. I love pencil work. So I'm actually going to be having a lot of pencil work in the book. And the way I'm actually going to be doing it is I'm going to be doing it where things in the foreground are done with ink. And then I'll do hard pencil in the midgrounds. And then I'll do light pencil work in the backgrounds. And then I'll come back over that and do some coloring like you saw on the concept art pieces. So,
yeah, almost like that kind of that Disney, how Disney used to do their cartoons like that. Trust me, I studied a lot of that stuff too on my own. You know, yeah, it's cool. You know what I think would be really awesome? I mean, if War Campaign's around and listening, I would think this would be a great project for all of us to do on one of the Drawn and Back holes. So when you launch, we got to try to push Rogue at and Pan. Yeah, to spotlight your character, because I think this would be fun to draw.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I really do. Another pencil piece. That was something that people were asking me when I started showing the concept art. They were like, well, are you going to have like regular comic book art, you know, pencil inking and stuff? So I was like, yeah, I'll do a few pieces. And this is something I did recently. I was like, yeah, here, this is what I can bring to the table, you know.
Yeah, tell them how long that took you recently.
Well, you know, I only worked on it like an hour or two a day, and you know, it might have taken like 3 or 4 days, but it's only a couple hours a day. So I mean, that would, if I sat down and did it through one day, it'd only take me a day, maybe a little less. You know?
Yeah.
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 And
That Spidey pose.
Yep. I was just playing around. I was like, well, I got to get people looking at my stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a piece after McFarlane. I'll do the Spider-Man cover, Spider-Man #1.
Oh, yeah.
Put skits in there, and I was like, yeah, let's see if I can get some viewership to the YouTube channel by doing that, and I videoed it and we put it out and stuff like that. So,
Nice. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
People are digging it.
And this is just traditional work, pencil and
There's
paint.
your boobs.
There you go. Bodies.
You got booty, we got boobs. Okay, we trade you. It's fine.
We got a little bit of everything. Oh, you haven't seen my art books then.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
But as you can see, what we're talking about, it's not as gratuitous. It is a pose, a stylized pose, but it's nothing that's like, oh my God, I'm going to be too censored about it and be sensitive about. You know what I mean?
Of course. I mean, I've told the story on one of the many streams I've been doing. There was a family who backed Through the Woods, little kids, little girls. One was like 7, the other one was like 10 or 12 or something like that. I checked with the parent first. I'm like, thumb through it. If it's cool with you, then he's like, oh yeah. Oh my God, this looks amazing. So they bought it. They said the smallest one read through it like at a fast pace. It was insane. They came running back to my table. They bought 2 more sets.
Oh, nice.
And they wanted photos. They were so happy and excited. So that's what I mean. So I don't care whatever horrible negative things people have to say. I think what we're doing is the right thing. We're still keeping people very interested in these projects, in these comics. But but you can continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, that's great. I mean, the dialogue is what we're here for,
Mm-hmm.
This is just a still from the mini movie we did. It was about 5 or 6 minutes long, and it's just showing where, from the pages to the actual movie.
That's cool.
That's the mask I made for skits, and just I do these morning warm ups sometimes. Just pencil stuff, quick stuff. 30-minute drawings, and
I dig it. You got a good style.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, totally. Very cool. So yeah, anyone who hasn't yet, please sign up to their campaign. They're going to launch in the spring. You said around March, right?
Yep, mid to late March. Beware the Ides of March. We'll be coming in around there.
Crazy Eyes of March. Yeah. So I'm really curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to see how these pages are going to turn out and the full campaign in the book.
Yeah, this is actually a page from the first 3 comics that I did. I guess it's about 10, 12 years ago now. So.
Yeah, that was the one that we got out in the book or in the stores in LA. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's killer.
Yeah.
Then we got the turnarounds right there, but.
Oh
yeah, you gotta have turnarounds. I'm gonna be doing turnarounds of all the other characters in the story as well, and I'll probably be doing those live on my channel. If you want, I'm gonna exit out of this and go back to the regular screen.
Sure.
So, there we go.
Well, I could remove you for a second there.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't want to dox anything either.
Yeah, well, I think I was only sharing just that window.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's still up.
But yeah, just being safe. That's why I put it down for a second. But yeah.
So yeah, well, I've been doing. Just started this week doing some live drawing. I'm actually doing computer paintings right now, concept art stuff for people to come watch. And it's actually, I can't believe how many people are actually coming to watch. I mean, it's one of the most boring things in the world watching someone draw, but people seem to actually really enjoyed it. And I really appreciate those who stop by and see it. And it's actually one of the ways that people can talk with me and interact, say, hey, and ask questions and
right.
Stuff like that. So definitely stop by. We'll be doing a lot more of them on the lead up to the book. And then once we actually launch the campaign, I'm going to be trying every day to have live streaming of me working on the book. So that should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that as well in the future. I want to do it with City of Venus. Want to get back to issue 2 on that one. But yeah, like after Through the Woods, I'm going to be pushing on the pirate book. Because yeah, that's definitely going to be the next one I want to release. I've been doing a ton of work on it. The story,
awesome.
everything. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
You shouldn't wait until you launch. You should start ahead. You know, get the people hyped.
I
That's
will.
one of the
I
biggest
will.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like right now, because it's still going to be a bit of time. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it immediately after. So I think I do have a pretty good window still. That's just the freelance work has been chomping away at a lot of my time that I should be working on the book. So that's something that's a little bit frustrating. You know how it is being a freelance artist, as we all are.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's tricky to juggle all that. And right now, doing a ton of promo for all these campaigns, all these projects. It does takes a lot. Yeah, this piece is so great.
We just finished up an episode of Come Get Some, which is the show that we produce also on Skits Comic on our channel. And a lot of people are sending me their stuff to say, hey, can you put this on the show? Can you, review this? And I do give my honest opinion about it. And people really appreciate it. And they appreciate me bringing new stories, like what Sam and Red Gaze was doing. And they were saying it's the new stories, new properties, new things that people are not used to, but they're looking like, well, where can I get this? I can't find this anywhere. It's like, I know you have to actually go and support people during these campaigns for you can actually get the book, which brings another question. It's like, how do we, as an audience, really give people their means to, you can go to your local LCS, pick up some books, find the titles that you're used to. But if people want to really get new things, they have to find like links like this or channels like this, or we have to keep sharing it out because other people won't know about it. You know what I mean? So they won't know about it. So
yeah, word of mouth is number one, I think, for all of us. That's why we're super happy, retweeting like crazy, getting everyone on each other's channels. It's a good thing. We're going to keep building this. It's going to be stronger. Like I said, people want to see new creators as well. But
yeah, we need to build that web so that when people come in, they're like, okay, I like that book. What else do you guys have to offer? Well, go see that guy there. Go see that guy there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's going to be a good thing. Like I said, all the new creators, the fans just have to build trust with them. So if they see you more on streams, the trust is going to start to definitely develop quickly, I think, anyway. So yeah, it's very cool.
And we've backed a lot of projects, and I've had them on the show, like we did for Downcast. We did for Eric Weathers' book, even Cyberfrog, with Ethan Van Sciver. And so we've, been telling people, hey, we actually do back. We're not just in the background going, oh, great, that's really cool, buy our book. It's like, no, we actually back these books. We have them physical copies in our hands, and here you go. Which is a good thing to share with people. So
that's the thing too, and that's why I let a lot of people know. Even like another reason why all my campaigns, I'm doing them the way they are, is because I'm also a fan. I don't like to wait either. I know a lot of times I have to, but if I could skip some of that process, I'm gonna do it. That way, it's way more beneficial for all the people who are backing the projects. So I've had a ton of them already. I know a lot of them I still want, and I'm eager to back them. I just need to make sure that my budgeting is all right on everything. Because again, freelance artists, it's a struggle in most cases. I know people see numbers.
It's just real life.
Yeah, people see numbers and they're like, "Oh, that's how much they made." That's not how much they made. Whatever you see, you could at least cut it in half, at least. And then you're thinking about all the production that went into it, the printing, the shipping. It bleeds the pocket. So that's why it's really important that the support is there, that people keep jumping on these. But yeah, do what you can, and if you can't, at least share and retweet. Get more eyeballs on everything. So yeah, very cool. So everybody, please sign up to Skits sign up to Sunsworn. You know, these two, they're going to be launching later on, around springtime. Bloodhunt, Payback is a Bitch. Yeah. This is going to be closing, you said, next month?
It's going to be closing in a month, and then after that, there's going to be Tales from the Nadverse. That's going to be reprinting all my previous short stories that published here in Canada.
Nice.
Like from 2012 to 2016.
Nice.
And that will go with, you know, CG Jumpstart, where Not the Merc starts the news, the actual new series, and that will be launching after. And the Mona.
Dude, awesome stuff, man. Yeah, I think Sim and I, we are the hardest working guys in Comicsgate.
Yeah, if you put Canales and Joe in there, whipping, yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, Joe and Canales, they've been crushing it nonstop. We talked a little bit about that last night. None of us
Bullet Maker and Dead looks sick.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of that. Yeah, I'm eager to see those. I've teased the pirate one here and there. You know, I could show the first page or one of the first pages again, if you guys want to see it. Let's make sure I don't dox myself either.
He's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the pages. So super detailed. This page did mostly like a painting, a digital painting.
Yeah.
You know,
nice.
I have stuff where it's like total line work all over the place. And yeah, that's why I'm gonna
really
get
like that color.
Thank you very much. I'm super proud of these. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be a lot to look forward to. This year is going to have a ton of great projects.
Check this out. The colored cover for Crash Course. The other story that I'm doing in CG Jumpstart.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one, bro. Yeah, this is going to be hot.
Is this like Death Race?
It's like a mix of Death Race, Mask, you know, a whole bunch of little...
Mask. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then, you know, I have this.
I see the checker flag back there.
And then you have Not the Merc.
Yeah, these designs are awesome too.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
And then you have that little piece there that everybody's liking.
Absolutely.
Reminds me of a Lobo piece or something like that.
It's highly inspired by Lobo and Meta Baron. I don't know if you...
Oh, yeah. We talked. You talked about that before. Yeah, Meta Baron. I love Meta Barons.
Like, I was a big fan of all those heavy metal, like, you know, and before heavy metal magazine called Metal Hurlant, the original with Mobius and, you know, Drouillet.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Frozzato. He does a lot of stuff in heavy metal magazine.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah.
What was the name again? Oh, the Chasers. What?
Oh, what was it? It was the...
Yeah.
I got
Master
them
Gazers, oh man, it was
Masters of the something. I got the books just right over there on the bookshelf.
There were like 4 or 5 of them, weren't there?
Yeah, there's like 2 series too. He only drew 1.
I think there were 7 of those, the Master series.
But he did the first series only.
Yeah,
I remember they had connecting covers.
Yeah. There was just 1 character each. Yeah. It was freaking amazing.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites as well. Killer stuff. Dude, hell yeah.
I have some of them somewhere in the closet.
Closet, you say?
Yeah, but you know, remember, I moved everything to the room now, so I have more private time. So on the top shelf on the thing, it's a whole stack of freaking books.
Is it on top of or under the bodies?
On top. Like, you know, on top, the shelf on top. Come on. Come on.
Get your priorities. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Beautiful stuff, man. Hell yeah.
It's good.
So yeah, please everybody jump on these projects. We have so many great creators here. Lots of great stuff happening. I want to thank everybody who popped up. Canales, I want you on here soon as well, brother. We definitely got to do a stream something soon. Much love for you. Everyone who's in here, you know, writing comics, gaming, Chris Evans. I don't know who's still around or who's not, but I'm sorry if I missed anyone in the chat. My mind is still kind of all over the place. Yeah, I've been running running hot, burning the
Thanks,
candle.
Vinny.
Yeah, man. Sim, dude, you're awesome. You know that, brother. We're gonna do more streams together too. I gotta
anytime.
figure out what my schedule is on Saturday, but if you got room, just let me know too, and I'll try to swing in.
Yeah, maybe we could do some drawing streams.
Yeah, man, definitely. Well, we've been doing them every other week.
yeah, but you know what I mean, like a different type.
Oh yeah, man.
Like you have to come on the doodle and chill too, because that's the new. You know, before it used to be more of a chilling than a chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So now the idea is to have like, you know, like let's say we're gonna redo, like imagine if me, Skit, and Vinny created Spider-Man, or we created you know, Ash. What would he look like?
Ah, okay.
You know,
Nice.
those type of things. And one guest of honor. We cover his campaign a bit, but the main idea is to have fun, interact with the chat. You can even walk up. Like one would be walk up.
Hell yeah. So yeah, everybody.
Can I make a documentary about this? Can I make a documentary with my production company and like do like a doc?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Hell yeah.
I think someday CG will actually have a documentary made about itself. So there you go.
Nice. Sim, I
They
think
can
you
just
got
call
more
me.
sales.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, brother.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, keep supporting, keep backing these. City of Venus, this is still in demand as well. If you back it today, I mail it out pretty much the next day. So yeah, you'll be getting your book very, very soon if you keep backing that. Through the Woods just launched on Monday, and then I know it got a little bit overshadowed by two other big campaigns, but also great creators been popping on some of their streams as well. Yeah, Comicsgate is thriving, doing really, really well. This, I got to say, is going to be the first campaign that shot up this quickly. So thank you, everybody. Please keep supporting all this stuff. We're busting our asses here to creating really good stories, really fun things. Again, I want to thank all my guests. Thank everyone in the chat. We're gonna have some more streams coming up soon.
What's up, just Skit?
Thanks.
Yes. Sign up for Skits. Sign up for Sunsworn. Again, people, this is where it's at. CG, indies. We're making it good. I don't know what the hell the mainstream's doing, but this is the place where you want to be.
Well, they're making it bad. That's why we're making it good.
Well, yeah.
we're becoming the new mainstream. Watch out, we're coming for your ass.
Mainstream.
Whoa. This is a war campaign, man, but
hey, you're the boner king. You know all about asses. Come on.
That's true.
All your book have asses on their covers. Don't play prude with me. Come on, bro.
You heard it here. Sim likes to show for me. There's a lot of hotness. There's a lot of great stories.
A lot of ass.
A lot of ass. Through the ass. I mean, through the woods.
Yes.
A lot of good
now
stuff.
You're doing it to yourself, Vinny.
I'm doing it to myself.
Through the back hole.
But I'm going delirious. Skits is rubbing off on me. So yeah, sign up to their book. Everything is in the description. I believe my moderators have been also dropping links throughout. So thank you again. Thank you, everybody. Please have a good night. Be kind to one another. There's going to be more streams soon. So take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.